Let's get right into it. Number 10. Your brain's double-take glitch. Imagine walking into a room you've never been in before, yet somehow it feels like you're revisiting a memory. You pause, squint, and think, wait, haven't I done this before? Congratulations, your brain just tripped over itself. Déjà vu is French for already seen, which is both poetic and deeply unhelpful when your brain starts gaslighting you. What's actually happening is a tiny misfire between the parts of your brain responsible for memory and perception. Normally, your hippocampus, the squishy little librarian of your memories, files new experiences neatly into the "This is happening now" folder. But sometimes that filing system sneezes. A new moment accidentally gets dropped into the remembered pile before it's even finished happening. So when you look around that unfamiliar cafe, your brain confidently declares, "Oh yeah, we've totally been here," except you haven't. It's like your neural hard drive just played a YouTube video of your current life 2 seconds before it finished buffering. Researchers think it's basically your brain doing a double take, like when your phone lags and then catches up all at once. It's a memory glitch, not a psychic moment, though tell that to the part of you that suddenly feels like you're reliving a dream. In other words, déjà vu is your brain tripping over its own timeline, then pretending nothing happened. Number 9. Memory Crossfire. Here's a fun experiment. Try to remember the layout of your best friend's kitchen while standing in your own. Notice how some details blur together? That's memory interference, and déjà vu loves to feed on it. Your brain stores a massive amount of overlapping memories, and sometimes 2 experiences that feel similar get crosswired. Maybe that new bookstore you walked into has the same lighting, smell, or floor texture as your old school library. Suddenly, your brain goes, "Hey, this feels familiar," and boom, déjà vu. What's wild is that this doesn't mean you've been there before. It just means your sensory cues are close enough to something else you've lived through that your memory system gets tricked into reactivating the old experience. It's like when your phone autocorrects, ducking, technically correct, emotionally wrong. This is why déjà vu can feel so eerie. It's a collision between "this feels old" and "this is definitely new." 2 separate memory systems, familiarity and recollection, accidentally overlap, and you get a weird hybrid moment where your brain is 60% sure you're psychic and 40% sure you're going insane. Basically, déjà vu is your brain's version of mixing up friends' names. Except instead of saying "Hey mom" to your teacher, you glitch through time for 5 seconds. Number 8. Dream recycling. Okay, here's where things get creepy. Ever had déjà vu in a place you know you've never been, but it still feels weirdly personal? Like, "I've totally dreamed this hallway before." That's not just your imagination. It might actually be dream bleed. During sleep, your brain does all kinds of nonsense. Sorting memories, replaying emotions, and, sometimes, constructing vivid fake worlds out of random sensory bits. These dream scenes are stored in roughly the same memory neighborhood as your waking experiences. So when something in real life matches the architecture, lighting, or emotional tone of one of those dream fragments, your brain mistakes it for a real memory resurfacing. Boom, déjà vu. It's like your subconscious is reusing old dream assets to render your day. Scientists call this paramnesia, but it's basically your brain recycling content like a lazy YouTuber. And it fits. People who have frequent, vivid dreams are more likely to experience déjà vu. Their brains just have more draft files lying around to confuse them later. So when you get that spine-tingling, "I've been here in my sleep" moment, maybe you actually have, just not in a way you can prove. Number 7. The lagging reality effect. Picture this. Your brain takes in everything around you: sound, sight, temperature, movement, and processes it with stunning precision. Except sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it lags. Déjà vu might happen when your brain's sensory systems process the same event twice, once with a microscopic delay. The first time, the information goes into your short-term memory but doesn't get consciously registered. A split second later, when it does reach your awareness, your brain already recognizes it from a fraction of a second earlier. The result? You feel like you've already experienced the present because technically you have. It's like your brain buffering real life in real time, then playing it back 0.3 seconds behind schedule. This theory makes déjà vu less psychic phenomenon and more bad Wi-Fi connection between your senses. Your visual cortex sends data, your temporal lobe says, got it, but they're just out of sync enough to make you question reality. Basically, déjà vu is your consciousness lagging behind your neurons, a brief moment where your brain turns into a broken live stream. Number 6. False alarm memories. Your memory is not a hard drive. It's more like a gossipy coworker who keeps rewriting the story every time she tells it. So when déjà vu happens, there's a decent chance your brain is just lying to itself. Here's the deal. Your brain uses two systems for memory, recollection, explicit memories you can recall, and familiarity, a vague sense you've seen or felt something before. Déjà vu occurs when familiarity gets triggered without the matching recollection file. It's like your mental search results showing a preview for a page that doesn't exist. For example, you walk into a hotel lobby. Something about the smell, the wallpaper, the hum of the air conditioner, it all feels oddly known. Your brain quickly scans your memory folders and can't find an exact match. But instead of saying, nope, we're good, it panics and hits the familiar button anyway. Suddenly, you feel like you've stepped into a replay. Researchers have literally replicated this in labs using VR environments. They show participants different virtual rooms that share subtle geometric similarities, and boom, déjà vu. It's not spiritual. It's your neurons getting false positives. Basically, déjà vu is your brain's spam email. A false alarm message that feels real because your cognitive antivirus is asleep. Number 5. The Hippocampus Hiccup. Your hippocampus is one of the most overworked organs in your brain. It's your mental archivist, the one labeling, cataloging, and shelving every experience you've ever had. But sometimes, that archivist drops a few folders and accidentally files, now under remembered. That's déjà vu in its purest biological form, a filing error. In brain scans, scientists have noticed that déjà vu episodes often involve overactivation in the medial temporal lobe, especially the hippocampus. This area handles memory encoding and retrieval, meaning that a small electrical blip can make the brain believe it's recalling something, even when it's just perceiving it for the first time. Here's where it gets wild. People with temporal lobe epilepsy often report extreme déjà vu right before a seizure. That's because the same region fires uncontrollably, flooding them with false familiarity. It's like your hippocampus hitting play on random memories while your brain's trying to record a new one. Even in healthy brains, smaller, harmless versions of that misfire can happen, a mini seizure of recognition. So yeah, your brain's memory hub sometimes just burps electricity into your reality feed. In short, déjà vu might be the hippocampus equivalent of sneezing while filing paperwork. Number 4. Reality copy-paste error. Imagine your brain as an editor working on a never-ending film, your life. Every second, it stitches frames of sensory input together to create a continuous movie. But every now and then, that editor double-pastes a few frames by accident. That's déjà vu. One theory suggests that while your brain processes new information, it momentarily duplicates it, once as a perceptual experience, once as a memory trace. Normally, those two sync up instantly so you never notice. But if the memory version gets processed just a hair faster, your conscious mind receives the déjà vu message before the "this is new" signal arrives. So you look around and feel like you're remembering the present because, technically, your brain already logged it half a second ago. It's basically a reality echo, a temporal copy-paste that makes you doubt your entire sense of time. And if that's not unsettling enough, researchers say the same mechanism might also explain jamais vu, the opposite of déjà vu, when something familiar suddenly feels strange. Like when you repeat your own name too many times and it starts sounding fake. In both cases, your brain's internal movie editor accidentally hits the wrong shortcut key, Ctrl+C on reality. Number 3. The Dreamtime Loop. Déjà vu is one thing, But the dream déjà vu variant is another level of creepy, when you recognize something from a dream that supposedly predicted real life. You know, the "I dreamed this conversation last week" kind of moment. Before you start believing you're a time traveler, let's break that down. Dream recall is notoriously fuzzy. Our brains only store fragments, usually emotional tones and sensory impressions. When you later encounter something that vaguely matches a dream fragment, your mind stitches them together retroactively. See? I dreamed this exact street. But if you could replay the dream, you'd probably find the street only vaguely resembled it. Same mood, not same map. Cognitive psychologists call this post-event reconstruction, your brain rewriting your memories to make sense of your current feeling of recognition. Essentially, déjà vu tied to dreams isn't your subconscious predicting the future. It's your brain doing bad detective work and planting false evidence. But hey, if it makes you feel mysterious, go ahead and tell people your dreams come true. Just know that deep down, your neurons are pulling a fast one on you. Number 2, the matrix of the mind theory. If you've ever had déjà vu so strong that you half expected to see a glitching black cat walk by twice, congratulations, your brain just booted up the Matrix simulator. Okay, not literally, but the comparison isn't far off. Some scientists think déjà vu might be the brain's reality check system running diagnostics. See, your mind constantly cross-references what you're experiencing with stored memories to confirm that reality is consistent. That's how you know your world isn't, say, melting or looping. But if that checking system goes haywire, maybe due to stress, fatigue, or an overactive temporal lobe, you get a false consistency signal. Your brain essentially says, "Yup, this checks out, we've seen this exact moment before," even though it hasn't. It's your internal simulation engine double-rendering a frame of reality and confusing itself. This might sound like something out of Reddit's glitch in the Matrix threads, but the idea is surprisingly plausible. The déjà vu feeling could be your mind's attempt to reassure you that reality still makes sense, except it accidentally overdoes it. So, déjà vu might not be a symptom of broken perception at all, but of a brain working too well at confirming its environment. A little too efficient, a little too smug. Basically, your neurons are the overconfident IT guy of consciousness. I already fixed that problem, even though the problem just started. Number 1. The brain's time machine. Let's end with the creepiest idea of them all. Déjà vu might be your brain briefly remembering the future. No, this isn't sci-fi nonsense, it's a legitimate hypothesis in cognitive neuroscience circles called the predictive processing model. Your brain is constantly predicting what will happen next, what you'll see, hear, feel, before those things actually occur. That's how you catch a ball or finish someone's sentence. It's a split-second time traveler, always forecasting reality a few milliseconds ahead. But sometimes that predictive system overshoots. It generates such a detailed forecast of a moment that when it actually happens, the brain mistakes its prediction for a memory. You feel like you're re-experiencing something, when in fact you're experiencing your own premonition coming true milliseconds after it was made. That's déjà vu as a temporal feedback loop. It's like your brain saw one frame into the future, logged it, and then watched that same frame play out, cueing the eerie, "I've been here before" feeling. So maybe, in a sense, your brain is a tiny time machine, one that constantly rewinds and fast-forwards to keep you synced with reality. Most of the time it works perfectly, but when it doesn't, you get that uncanny flicker where time folds in on itself for just a heartbeat. And then, just as suddenly, it's gone, leaving you blinking, confused, and vaguely convinced you're living in a simulation. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.